Hey, good morning, guys, and welcome back to this MicroStrategy administration course. And in this video, we are going to learn how to monitor our system activities in real time only. So at the end of this video, you would be able to learn how to monitor your environment in the real time with the help of platform analytics monitor tool. Though the platform analytics, it's not a separate installer. You don't need the separate installer for the platform analytics and to install and configure. Though you need the configure, but you don't need the install separately. So the platform analytics comes with the MicroStrategy installer itself. You just need to enable those features, and we will show how we can do it in this video. So let's start. This is my workstation, and let me show you my current system so that we can see what's the change, what would be the change after we configure the platform analytics. Okay, so let's go to there in this environment itself. Platform analytics, it's not going to be configured with other environment or anything. Here, if you just go to the application and click on any project, click on activity, it's saying activity is not available right now. If you are the administrator, please go to the properties dialog administration environment to complete platform analytics configuration. So here is the platform analytics configuration. You need to first configure it. Okay, so let's see how we can do it. Let me go to whether I have installed this or not. Let me show you from where. If you have not installed this platform analytics during your installation of MicroStrategy, that's fine. We can do it later. So I will show you how we can do it. So you just need to come to your program and features window. You can see this MicroStrategy installer here, and then click on change, select this MicroStrategy and click on change. It will give you the option. It's not going to directly uninstall, but it will give you the options to either modify or repair. Sometimes there is some issue with your metadata or some your installer, so you might need to repair your installer, so you can reinstall, sorry, repair, and then the complete uninstalled you can remove also. So our task is to modify this product. So let me show you how many. It's saying that unit the reboot is recommended, but that's fine. I'm not going with them. All right. So these are the components which we have installed in the last video. We have installed the intelligence, web servers, mobile, community data connector, and developer products, analyst, developer, MicroStrategy, architect, and server administrator. So let me show you. So platform analytics, you can see it if you have not installed in the last video or during your installation. What you have to do, you have to come to here and check this checkbox and then just click next and configure, just install it. So that's how you can enable this if you know, if it's not enabled in your environment. So MicroStrategy platform analytics is a tool that collects the telemetry from your MicroStrategy environments. It enables smart administration and help provide a better experience to MSTR users. So that's what it's working. Okay, so you need to configure your telemetry server, and for this platform analytics also, I'm not going with this activity because I already have the platform analytics installed. So let me show you my services. Kafka is running, my Tomcat is running because these services are mandatory service to work with your workstation tool. Okay, so otherwise your workstation won't work. Okay, so let me show you whether I'm saying correct or not. So let's stop this Tomcat service because your Tomcat service is basically should be enabled for your library server. If your library server is not up and running, then your workstation should not be work. So let's see. I'm just stopping this services. As of now, it's connected. Okay, so I'm just now going to be disconnected my server, and I will stop this Tomcat service, and now I'm going to connect with my environment again, and let me see whether it's going to be connected or not. What happened? Yeah, here you can see because this MicroStrategy workstation, it's going to be connect with your environment through the MicroStrategy libraries, and if you stop your Tomcat service, your library server won't work and it's going to be stopped. So that's how what's the dependency for your workstation to be up and running. So your library server actually should be up and running fine. So that's what the dependency for your workstation. So let's go ahead with the with our today topic. So what is actually platform analytics? It's a monitoring tool in the MicroStrategy, so that you can monitor your MicroStrategy infrastructure in the real time position. Okay, so it also maximize the value of your MSTR installation, and you can deliver an optimal experience to your end user. Okay, so now you can see it's connected. All right. So platform analytics, this is a MicroStrategy platform monitoring tool that's going to help you to identify areas for improvements, or in which area you can improve to give you the real-time data, and you can you can also find the problematic behavior within your applications, and to identify the possible adjustment for administration settings. And platform analytics, it also enables you to perform and the lots of tasks by capturing and analyzing the environmental utilization and the performance in the real time. So the platform analytics has been optimized to minimize the load on all hardware resources, ensuring that the system data is captured and delivered with minimal administrative and resource overhead. You can also use your platform analytics to simultaneously monitor and analyze multiple MSTR environments. It's not only if you have installed your platform analytics to this server, so it's not only the foundation with platform analytics that you can only monitor this only the one server, so you can monitor your multiple server simultaneously. Okay, so let's suppose you have your multiple environment into your infrastructure development. Say the development, testing, or the production environment, so that you can configure only the one platform analytics environment, one project. So I will show you how we can how we can get the platform analytics project here. We can see under these applications once we configure it. So by that project platform analytics, you can configure the multiple project at the same times. Okay, so you can also can see how many number of the dossier into your environment, how many users connected, how many license is remaining into your applications. A lot of things you can monitor by your platform analytics. Let's say you can monitor your MicroStrategy version and hardwares. You can also monitor your system configuration and connection information, project informations, users connectivity, their connections, or what's the source of the users. You can what's the source, what's the IP address, what's their activity, and when they connected, when they disconnected, how many times they have connected with your applications. And yeah, the objects, how many objects has been utilized into your environment, how many cubes you have, what's their dependency, what's their size, what's their status, whether they are in the healthy status, or they have some issues with the cube, subscriptions, errors, licensing, and many more. You can monitor with this platform analytics tool. So that's you need to first you need to configure the platform analytics projects, so that they then you can configure them with your intelligence server, and your intelligence server will send the data to your platform analytics, and then platform analytics will show you in form of the dossier and in other form as well. So, for example, your analysis of the object telemetry dossier might indicate that a specific intelligence cube is executed more often, so then it's scheduled refresh interval. Okay, so upon further investigation, you may find that the cube execution time is also significantly higher than other cubes. So to improve the performance for your environment, for your intelligence server, and ensure user satisfaction, you might identify a list of users who most frequently publish the cube and consult with with them to develop a refresh schedule that maximize the performance. So that's how you can also monitor and make some policies based on your monitoring, on your monitoring, okay, and your data. So that's how you can utilize your platform analytics into your environments, and you don't need to pay anything else extra for platform analytics as well. So it's also improve the performance and the stability to analyze your system performance and dossier or reports performance to deliver data in a timely manner. It also ensure the user adoptions. It also help you to track the user interaction with overall system as well as the interaction with data sets or dossier to meet user expectations. And it's also help you to identify and reduce the errors, because it's also going to give you the real time error data or and all type of data, and you can find out easily can see in the real time that this is the error into our environments. Okay, so you can analyze error, you can identify the root cause, and you can resolve the common problem quickly and efficiently, and your infrastructure would be stable and perform well for your end user. And you can also validate your license compliance. So let's see how we are going to configure it into our environments. I will show you now. And before go ahead with the installation, there are some prereq you must understand and you must know what's the prerequisites for your platform analytics. So there are few tools also, few ports must be in a open, where you are going to install your telemetry server and your platform analytics. Let's say 2181 to 888 and 3888 543263799092. Okay, so these are the ports you need to be enabled into your application, into your environment first, to make the communication between your telemetry servers and platform analytics and other microstrategies environment. So that's how you can how you can utilize your platform analytics. So these are from the uh, networking sites prereq. Other than this, you don't need to worry about anything else except your database. You need to create your data ODBC connection, and you have to use them, and you should you can use any database to create the database for your platform analytics. So you need to create one database and you can use any of them. It depends what's the database you are going to use, whether MySQL or PostgreSQL, and any SQL, any kind of them you can use. So guys, there are few steps first before starting your configuring platform analytics, and let me show you how what's the steps you can uh, you need to do to configure it. So our first step is to enable telemetry logging for our intelligence server. This is our very first step. We need to enable our telemetry for logging to get the logs from the intelligence server. Then second step would be our platform, to create the uh, platform analytics project, so that we will have data into our project. And then load your object telemetry telemetry to the platform analytics data repository. Okay, first, then that's our third. Then our fourth step is you can upgrade. That's the optional. You can upgrade the your current platform analytics project or your repository and other. And then next step is to configure the platform platform your analytics. Okay, so these are the steps. Though fourth is only for upgrade your existing platform analytics. Okay, if you just need to upgrade your, that's only for them. So this is how we are going to uh, enable and configure our platform analytics in this video. So first you need to configure an intelligent server to send the logs to your telemetry server only. This is the centralized monitoring tool, but it's going to be monitor only the environment that you configure to log the telemetry. That's the the limitations. You cannot just directly um, monitor your another server if those environments not configured for logging to your telemetry server. So that's the limitation, and you need to configure uh, to individually configure them to send the telemetry to your platform analytics. Okay, so make sure you have configured your intelligent server and then send them to your telemetry logging. Okay, so let's go ahead with our steps. So first, let me open our configuration wizard to enable our telemetry, enable our statistics and the telemetry. Okay, so this is our first. This is the configuration wizard. You can create the metadata history list, configure intelligence server, create enterprise manager, create platform analytics projects, create your project source. You can upgrade your current existing environment with the help of this configuration wizard. It's very useful tools. So we are going to configure our intelligent server to send the logging to for the telemetry servers. Okay, so we are not going to create the metadata and don't touch metadata. Keep it kept all your project, your environment information into the metadata. If you are going to recreate it, all of your data going to be read off from your systems. It would be the fresh system for you. So just make sure you are not recreating your metadata. So let's choose this. Configure intelligence server, then hit next button. Okay, and let's go to and select your DSN. If I'm just selecting it, it's already selecting my default analytics metadata DSN here. So if you are using the different one, you can use based on your metadata repository. Whatever DSN is pointing to your metadata, you need to select that one. So I'm just leaving it as it is, and it's going to connect. Then my username and the password is the blank. Then let's go ahead. Okay, it's connected, and then I'm not going to create my new server definitions. Okay, so I'm going to use this existing definition, server definition. I'm not going to create the new one. Okay, and just uncheck them. I'm not going load edit startup. I'm not going to configure any SSL. Then enterprise, keep existing statistics. Okay, just leave it. I'm not going to recreate them. And this is the options here which we require to configure it. Okay, send the intelligence server telemetry to the platform analytics. It provide the telemetry server address where the intelligence server will send telemetry. And if you created a telemetry server cluster during the installation, please provide the host and ports for all the server that you clustered. Okay, so this is how you are going to configure. So let's check this checkbox, and invalid. Oh, sorry. You need to. I'm sorry. You need the server name here and your that's the port name 9022. This is how it's also giving you the server, the syntax how you have to enter it. If you have the multiple servers, so you can enter here. Okay, so that's how you can configure it for the multiple servers. Server name, then colon 9092, then semicolon, then it's here like that, and server 2 9092. So that's how you can configure it with the multiple server at the same time. So because everything is on the same server, that's a local host. Let's see which is going to be connected or not. But the best practice is always use the FQDN, not the only the host name. But this is my single server, so I'm going to use the local host, and it should work. So it is recommended also to use. You can see it in the bottom. It is recommended to use FQDN of the telemetry server nodes instead of their IP address or the local host. Okay, so in the production environment, obviously we are not going to use the localhost. So always be the best idea is to create to configure your server with your FQDN so that your DNS going to be resolved your server name quickly and your application not going to be fail. So that's just click next and it's going to be the configure your intelligent server, and then you need to just click on apply and it will take few minutes to configure it. It's just stopping the intelligence server, starting cleanup. It's going to do a lot of stuff behind the scene. Okay, so this 9092 port, basically this is our Kafka port. I show you the service. That's the service Kafka. So this service using the port 9092. Okay, and during this configuration, let me talk about how many types of the statistics we have into the MicroStrategy. We have the two types, the basic statistics and the advanced statistics. You can configure the your basic statistics through this configuration wizard tool, which we just configure it. But for the advanced statistics, you need to configure from the command manager only. There is no options available in into configuration manager, so you cannot configure the advanced statistics for. So it's also unique. You can connect here. I know it doesn't make you sense. So we will cover this command manager also in the later chapter, and then I will show you how we can configure it. Let's just cancel it. So it's configured and completed. Let me just finish. So our next step is we have configured this one. First step are done, and now we are going to configure to create our platform analytics project. So that's the second last options. Oh, sorry, the third one. Here you can see it. It's not the second last. That's for to create the new project source. So we are going to create the platform analytics project, and just select this one. Click next, and to use to connect your intelligence server. So my user ID is the administrator, password is blank, and it should be connected. Failed. Okay, so let's see why it's not taking. I think the service is down, maybe. Let me check. Okay, okay. I need to start this service first. All right, so service is started now. It took 2 minutes to restart it, and let me go ahead, and it should connected now. It should be connected because I don't have any password. And now you have to select your DSN, which is going to point throughout your platform analytics repositories. So I'm going to select this pre-configured because I don't have the database installed on my system. But in case you have installed database on your separate server, you need to create the blank database to your database instance. And you have the multiple options to create the DSN. We either create from here, just click on new icon, and it will give you the open the connectivity wizard windows, and you can select from here. It give you the couple of options to create your DSN for Amazon, for DB2, SQL Server, MongoDB, Postgre, or Salesforce, or any MS Access database. Okay, so you create the database source name, and once you create it, it's the exactly same process. Database source name, host name, database, exact database name, which database, the database you have created on your database. Okay, and then username. So that's how you can create the new DSN. So I'm just canceling it because I don't need. And here I'm just selecting this platform analytics. If let me show you which one I'm just using here. This is my ODBC connection. Mm, here this one I'm using. This one it's a pre-configure, and here this my platform analytics data warehouse. That's my data warehouse name. That's my DSN name. My it's on the local host. So that's how you can create your DSN. And if you are going to testing your DSN, that's you need to provide the username and the password. You can find this username and password. It's randomly generated by your intelligence server during your installation configuration. You can see this your installation directory, program files, 86 common files, MicroStrategy, and you can see one default underscore accounts text file, and it's always the best practice. Once you install configure everything, you just cut and paste this file into your encrypted and the more secure place, because if someone going to hack your system, or someone steal this information from your system, it's going to be big problem. So it's always, it should not be here, it should be into the different location, but that's the default location you can find out. So I just open this, and it's going to be open, providing you the password. Okay, so to your MySQL, it's here Tomcat MicroStrategy repository. So let me try with this one, MSTR. Let's see if that would be correct or not. So yeah, that's my password for this data warehouse, and its connection established. That's fine. I'm okay. Then okay, and let's come back to here, and it's the username is MSTR, and that's my password. Okay, then you need to put the password here and hit next button. Then it's going to be configure your platform analytics project package. It will take some times, and hit apply button. So in the just few minutes back, we have configured our statistics, and that's the basic statistics. And if we just want to make sure whether the statistics configured properly and how we can see, so here is a command to run into your command manager. So first, let me just close this command manager and open it for you once more. How it's going to connect, how we can use this command manager. There are a lot of stuffs you have to come to your command manager and use them. So this is my project source, and I'm going to use my project source, the MicroStrategy Analytics. That's my only the project source right now, but you may have the multiple into your environment. So that's how it's look like. It's giving me the warning here. That's fine. And here's some few commands. You can just run list properties for server uh, configuration. Okay, and then hit this icon. Oh, sorry. Okay, so don't forget this semicolon. It's mandatory, otherwise you will get this error. All right, so it will give you the your intelligence server properties. Your server name is localhost, your server definitions, and your connection threads, and a lot of stuff you can see it here. And your ideal time, we configured it 1800 into last videos. If you just see how we can configure these properties, I have already made a video on the project configuration videos. So that's how you, the web ideal time 600 only, so that if the one of the, if there is a user who's not using the web application in 600 minutes, the sorry 600 seconds, this the value in the seconds, not in the minutes. So make sure. Okay, so let's just come back, go down, and you can see it into the telemetry server configuration. You can see telemetry servers enabled, and that's the boot configuration list. That's the boot step. If you can see this information from in the output, that's mean your configuration for the statistics is fine. It's successful. So let's see what type of statistics we have configured. List all properties for past for PAF. Yeah, if you just stop stop typing, it will give you the options itself. You don't need in then P, and I'm just waiting. Let's see what it's going to give you. It will give you that project in the project, and then you need to type your project name under double quotes. So I have configured my telemetry for the tutorial. TU, sorry, it's my always the typo. I always have some typo problem. So that's a query you need to execute, and you will get your you should get your telemetry statistics information. That's our project source, basics, and what it's going to give you. The detailed reports, because we have configured only the basic statistics. That's why all these the detailed reports, detailed documents, SQL jobs, column tables, that's not going to be work into your project configuration. So we cannot monitor these activities into our platform analytics, because we have configured only the basic statistics. That's the limitation. If you need to configure the advanced configuration, advanced statistics, then you need to uh, come to your command manager and execute some query to enable your advanced statistics, and then you can see those values true. So we will look into it after once we configure these platform LTX as well. Okay, so now it's still working. It will take some time, and in the meantime, I'm just pausing this video, and I will be back once it seems, yeah, it's starting. Maybe it should be up in just few seconds. So let's wait. It's best start here. So our analytics project is config created, and now we can just click on this finish button, and it's come back to again on this window, though I don't need any requirement for this configuration wizard as of now, because we have this is the only task we have to configure from this configuration wizard. And alternatively, you can create the same configuration from your the response.ini. That's the configuration file. MicroStrategy, they provide you the blank file so that you can use them into your activity, and you don't need this GUI again and again and just follow all of the process. So let's close this, and I will show you where you can find out your configuration file. You just need to come to here, your installation directory, program file 86, 86 and common files, MicroStrategy, and here you just need to type, yeah, it's here, the response. So this is the file, that's the blank. It have the all the parameters. So this is the blank file. They just have the parameters but not the parameters value. That's how you configure. You can create and just update this response file, and then you can use this the same response.ini file to create your your platform LTX. And you can how you can use them once you put all the values against your parameters here. You need to just save this file and open your configuration wizard, this one, and let me show you how you can use this file. I'm not going to use it as of now, but you can use it. Just open this configuration wizard here, and then you can just go to the load, and it will navigate to your installation directory. It seems to be program files, here, then common files, MicroStrategies, and here let me type the response. Where is it? Sorry, let me go to again. So common files, program 86, common files, MicroStrategies, and where is it? .ini. So it's here. Okay, and then you can open it. It's giving me the upper because no configuration operation found in the response file. Please provide a valid operation response file, because that's this is our blank file. That's why it's giving you the error. Otherwise you will, that's how you can just upload this file and you can use them. Okay, so you don't need to be configure each and everything manually through this configuration wizard. So that's the whole process to use this response.ini file. Okay, so let's move with our next step, how to configure it, platform analytics project into your, so how you can use them into your environment. So let me just close it. Okay, so let's first to trigger our initial load into the object telemetry, because it's going to otherwise going to take some time. So I'm just opening the developer tool here, and I will just trigger this. uh, let's You must have the administrative privileges to do this. Administrator, or I think that should be correct. So yeah, that's correct. It's going to be connected with my project source. That's the project source, and then you need to expand your administrations under the project source. Then you are going to be expand this configuration manager here, and it should be into the event. And that's here is one event, that's the load metadata object telemetry, and that's how you are going to be trigger it. You just need to trigger it. Let me show you first the properties. You can see it here under here. That's it's the version, that's its ID, when it was created, who's the owner, what's the control. So obviously administrator must have the full control. That's how it's you can see the parameters also for these events. We will see how we create these events into our next videos, and I will show you. So first let's just hit this trigger button, event triggered successfully, and it's going to be load the data into your telemetry. Okay, so that's how you can forcefully do this. Though there is some command also, and you can use them. If let me show you, yeah, it's here. We do have a command so that you can trigger the same into through this command manager. Let me just go to the trigger, and what's I need to trigger, that's the event. Type trigger and event. I'm just waiting to come up this value by command manager itself, trigger. And then what I need to do, load data object. What was the value? This one here. If you just don't do it, let me see if I can copy it here. I don't think. Long descriptions. Sorry, it's not giving me the options to copy it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, just hit F2 and it will give you the rename options, and you can just copy and paste it here. So it's going to do the exact same what we did from there. So select this command and execute it from here. And okay, so syntax is correct. Event load has been, this event has been triggered successfully. Task executed and completed successfully. That's how you can load your data into the project. So that's one are completed. And this one of this option is only for our upgrade process. So that's the whole process for the project platform analytics to configure, create and configure it. So let's see how we can use them into our environment. And let's we trigger our telemetry, but we are not sure whether it's loaded into our telemetry successfully or not. So there is a log file which is always enabled by default if you have not disabled it explicitly. So you can if because I'm using the my Windows operating system, so you can look into your common files, then MicroStrategy, and there is a folder for log, and then you can see one of the metadata something file name. It should be here. So this is our object metadata object telemetry, and you just need to open this file and you can verify the logs whether it's updated successfully or not. So if there is you can in the initially configuration object telemetry in progress, 45 objects are sent to successfully, only 0 objects failed to send to Kafka. So that's how you can analyze the logs here. Okay. So the total number of objects failed 0, and a total of about 42 objects need to be sent. So that's how it's going to send. And subscription instance telemetry finish, and 42 objects were sent in total. So that's how you can analyze whether are triggered successful or not. So in this video we learn how to configure and create the platform analytics in MicroStrategy, and we will use them into our next video. Thank you guys.